but give it to me, girl. Give it to me. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertantonnyc, coming to you with the voice commentary. It's season 11 and we are kicking it off with the blind auditions. We have 2 new coaches this season, and for the first time in voice history, there's 2 women on the show at the same time. Let's see how that's gonna play out. Blake and Adam are joined by Alicia Keys and Miley Cyrus, who have both been mentors in past seasons, and tonight the blind auditions kick off, and I'll be tweeting live the whole season at So You Want to Be a Singer on Twitter, so make sure to follow me. There's a link down in the description box. And I did not watch the spoiler episode that they had, the preview and all that, because I like to listen with fresh ears. I was staying away from all the voice videos, all these leaked supposed videos, and I will continue to do so. So don't tell me anything that's already happened. I want to live through it just the way it is in good live time. So that being said, Jason Warrior started this out. He was 21. He did Livin for the City by Stevie Wonder. And this young man had such a positive attitude, and when he started singing, he sounded a little proper in his pronunciation. He was very crisp and clean, and he also had a great tone and was really putting the words across. Adam turned when he hit his first big note. Alicia turned after another nice melody change. Great clean high notes, and he was working the stage like a pro. Those last riffs gave me chills. I was like, oh my God, already? Season 11 has started already. Adam stood for him and told him it showed a lot of drive that he put so much into his 90 seconds. Alicia said she heard all his energy and soul, and she said it moved her that he shined and didn't hold back. Blake was pulling for Alicia Keys, and so was Miley. And Jason got emotional after Alicia gave him a hug and her spiel about being your best self. Jason chose, of course, Alicia Keys to be his mentor, and she has her first person up on The Voice. Dave Moisan was up next. He was 33. He did Sex and Candy by Marcy Playground, and he started out with a nice falsetto and kept going in and out of it pretty flawlessly. His body seemed a little constricted, like he was nervous to move on stage. He would do a little bitty moves, but Adam Levine turned around for him first. Miley turned when he hit a high note and started singing along with him. He had his eyes closed almost the whole time. Then Blake and Alicia turned. A nice understated audition. Miley stood for him and ran up to give him a hug, and then she said she heard a little of Adam in there, and Adam said he heard a lot. Adam also said he instantly felt connected. Blake called him incredible and called Adam a crappy coach. Miley said she would want to figure out what makes him different. Alicia talked about her knack for bringing a soulful experience, and she had a very heartfelt pitch for him. And Dave chose Alicia Keys once again because she connected with him musically, and she has her second artist, girl on fire, okay? Courtney Ramirez was up next. She was 17. She did Mama Knows Best by Jessie J, and she started out strong, and the crowd was immediately amped up. I liked her attack, and she brought a lot of emotion to the lyrics. Her voice was a little tinny in the top, but she worked the song for everything it was worth. Miley and Alicia were going back and forth about hitting their button, and they both finally did, and Courtney had some big, powerful notes in there. Adam said he almost pushed his button like 100 times. Miley said she had a swaggy walk and a crazy range with a rocker vibe. Alicia didn't really pitch at first and said she liked to see her with Miley, but then she said her voice was immediate personality and amazing. And Courtney chose Miley Cyrus because she felt like Miley really believed in her. Sundance Head was up next. He was 37. He did I've Been Loving You Too Long by Otis, and he came out with his guitar and such a great rounded tone as he started. Adam hit his button as soon as he launched into the big note, and Blake followed suit. He felt like a seasoned musician and sounds like a Chris Stapleton type artist to me. Lots of power in his vocals, and I didn't hear any strain going on. Every time he hit them big notes, it was just dead on. Blake named some artists that he heard in there, and then Adam cut in to tell him that he needed to switch up the genres. Then Sundance sang some Alicia Keys, and I was like, oh, okay, what's going on? And there was a comical moment with Sundance's kids and Adam, and I was laughing all the way into the commercials, and I mean, just the whole time, it was so funny. Sundance chose Blake because he's been a wonderful person on and off stage that he respects. And if you respect me, please make sure to thumb up the commentary. For those who don't know me, just follow suit and thumb up the commentary and let me know that you are enjoying it. I will hopefully be here all season for you, so make sure to chime in downstairs at the bottom down there in the comments and let me know what you thought of the performances and who were your favorite. Thank you so much for your thumbs. Maggie Renfro was next. next. She was 16. She did Lost Boy by Ruth B. And she brought her guitar, but she started without playing it. I love her very clean, clear voice, and she started playing the guitar when she hit the chorus. Though I loved her voice, she was coming off a little weak and pitchy. No coach's turn for her, and she just needs a little time to mature. They invited her to come back. Miley said she could feel that she was young, and Adam mentioned experience. Alicia said she needs to continue to search and play, and Blake said she looks like a star and invited her back. Next we had Caldwell. She was 28. She did Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande. Oh my God! This was a very smart song choice in my opinion, and she was there to rule the stage. I loved how she finessed into her head voice and Adam turned before she went into the chorus. This was lush and soulful, and she was killing those high notes, and she had a nice amount of heft to them too. Blake also turned, and then Miley and Alicia. The crowd was going crazy, and she riffed down the last note like a star. All four stood for her, and Miley was on her chair. Adam compared her to the last few winners. Blake mentioned that he won with Alicia's backup singer and said he's feeling magic. Miley said she wanted to keep her from being stuck in a category. Alicia walked up to give her a hug and told her she's so special, then gave her another hug. Then Adam gave her a hug and called her it. And they were fighting hard for this girl, and Ali chose Miley Cyrus. And I was surprised. Were you surprised? Oh my God. I really thought she would go with Alicia or Adam, but okay, well, whatever. Elmore was up next. He was 16. He did The Way You Look Tonight, an old standard, and this was an old school choice, and he had a really nice sound as he started out. Adam and Blake turned for him before the first verse was over, and he hadn't even done anything yet, right? He seemed kind of like a deer in the headlights, and a lot of his performance lacked spark, but he did have a nice grounded voice. I like the little melody changes near the end and the low note ending. I was like, okay, I like that. I do that when I do the song. I gotta pull in that Nat King Cole sound. Adam said there's a soft spot in his heart for the song, and said he heard his youth and there were moments that were brilliant, but he wanted to make all the moments brilliant. Blake told him he wanted to come back as Dean Martin when he reincarnates or whatever, then compared him to Michael Bublé. Then Adam started trying to coach him, and told him how to loosen up and how to work the crowd, and he also started singing the song, and they sang together, and this boy killed the ending because he added some harmonies over Adam, and I was like, okay, he has it. He has it. He know what he's doing. He got me right there. I was like, all right, I love that. He really was right on the ball with it. And Riley chose Adam Levine to be his coach because he showed him that he has initiative and wanted to help him. Here we go. Next up was Dana Harper. She was 25. She did Jealous by Nick Jonas. Yes, she did Jealous by Nick Jonas. And I was loving her tone and connection to the lyrics. The change of tempo was really nice and engaging also. I was waiting for them falsetto notes from the beginning, and she didn't do them, but she hit some really, really no notes, and I was like, oh, okay. Alicia and Blake turned around for her, and she really made this song her own. I like that. A very fresh spin, but I was still missing the falsetto, and she did a little on the very last note, and Adam turned for her, and I was like, make me wait, but give it to me, girl, give it to me. Miley said she sounded great, but she didn't know how she could help her, so she didn't turn around. Alicia called her voice warm and told her she had magnificent control. Adam was wondering if she was going to go for the high note also, and said she was floating. Blake told her he loves her and said she should use her low notes to her advantage. And Dana chose Blake, and he sang This Coach is on Fire to Alicia. I was like, go ahead on, man. Dana said she chose Blake because she never worked with anyone like Blake before. Gabe Broussard was up next. He was 15. He did Lonely Night in Georgia by Mark Broussard, not related. He brought out his guitar and started out well. Miley's mouth was wide open when she heard him start. He really sounded very accomplished for his age and comfortable on the stage. Blake turned for him first, and he had a good emotion, and Miley turned around when he went into the little wail. This boy knows how to perform behind a mic, and I was really enjoying it, and I could not believe that he was just 15 from the way he was singing. I was like, no, he's not. No, he's not, because he was killing it. Adam said he reminded him of Mark Broussard. Alicia called him so special. Miley told him he has an amazing voice and said he doesn't sound 15, but instead like he's lived a lot of life in his voice. Blake told him he sounded like a stud when he started singing. He said, my mother says that too. And Gabe chose Blake to be his coach. And they had some Snapchat thing that I wasn't following, but AJ Mitchell was the winning Snapchat artist singing Grenade. Then Crome was up 34, he did Never Tear Us Apart by Inks, and I liked his sound as he started this out. All the coaches were listening closely, some of their eyes closed, and the audience went kind of wild when he scooped into the long note and held it out. This was angsty and heartfelt, but the coaches didn't seem impressed. And he gave us the big note on the ending, but again, no coach's turn for him, and I was like, oh, okay. Blake said he couldn't get past the note he bent for a long time, and it kept him from hitting his button. Alicia said she wasn't sure he felt the words. Adam said he had a great voice and he was just this far away from getting someone to turn around. And in the pimp spot, remember that? And in the pimp spot, we got Christian Cuevas. He was 20. He did How Am I Supposed to Live Without You by Michael Bolton, and he did this song. He started out and got Adam and Blake to turn around right away, and I hadn't heard it yet. You know, I was like, I'm still waiting to see what was going on. I wouldn't have turned yet. But he had a lot of heart and soul, emotion and power. Alicia Keys turned for him next, and those high notes were golden and such a sweet cry to his voice. Miley was clapping but didn't turn around for him. So she said she felt like she wasn't the coach for him or his voice. Blake said his voice doesn't sound like anyone else and told him he's a fan. Alicia asked him where he got that emotion and said she really felt him. Adam talked about his emotionally sincere way of singing, and Christian chose Alicia Keys as his coach. Whoa, Lord have mercy. I so missed this show, and I realized that when I was starting out, I was so nervous and I was so excited. I was so waiting to hear like these new people. Were you feeling that way? Who was your favorite tonight? Did you watch the spoilers before, the show started? I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Make sure to let me know if you stuck around to the end. Thumb it up, and let me know what's going on down in the comments. I'll see you Tuesday night for more blind auditions. This is Robert Anton, robertantonnyc.com. I am loving you, The Voice. I am loving you once again. I'm in love again. I'm out. Peace.